So I want to think more creatively about Mei. I find that she's a strong character so far, and I know that that's not a common opinion. Uh, so I want to show you some things that she can do that can really help the team out. I'm going to be showing you Mei boosts using the ice wall to boost yourself up and to boost your teammates up into places that are, otherwise unreachable. Now, I'm not going to claim that I've the first one to find any of these spots. I'm sure that they have been found by other people, but I just want to show them so that you can start making use of them a little bit more and find some extra utility in Mei, other than just her freeze gun, which is alright, and her ice pick to the brain, which is pretty sick, and of course using walls like everybody imagines you use them, the walling off positions and that sort of thing. The Mei boost, I find, is one of the biggest reasons to keep her around. So here are some extra paths on Temple of Anubis. Typically you walk around the corner here, you sort of turn to the right, and then you have the option to go straight, or you can go to the right, or you can go over to the left here. And so, the opponent can sort of protect, or at least have their eyes on this, right? This spot right here, to have an idea of where you're going to go. You don't have to if you have Mei, or if Mei's your teammate. You can also just set up the wall here and sort of bypass that major section. Once you get here, you have the option to continue on this way like you normally would, depending on what you want to do. You can also attack the back of the point. And just sort of smoothly get back into here. As far as setting up positions, if you have a turret, if you have a bastion, something like that, this is a good spot up here. Typically, that's a spot that Widow hangs out at. If you're a Widowmaker, you can just grapple up here and you shoot from there. You don't really expect the bastion to be up there, but Mei can just walk up here, set up if she wants, or I should say her teammates can set up if she wants. Mei herself can snipe. This is actually pretty damaging, but that's not her main role. But she can certainly put people up here and control a lot of space at an unexpected angle. In addition, you can actually use that thing up there. You can set anybody up on the top here if you want. Come like this, a little jump. Oh. A little jump, the jump up here. And now you have free reign for this. Again, this is a great spot. You see Widows up here, right? Because they can grapple it. But, again, you don't see many other characters landing up here and trying to control this space. But it's a great view. And if you can get a turret or a bastion or something like that up here, that can really help you out. Another good defensive spot on Anubis is up here. It's that. You can get up.
Ice wall coming up.
Up too thusly. Again, another good spot to control. Enemies basically have to come from here if they're not going to fly right over you. And so you can really control this well. At the same time, great view of the point, which is right over there. Yeah, very, very strong position. Now, the last good defensive position that I found, that I think is practical anyway, is right here. That window. So let's head over by jumping there. By jumping there. Now you do have to wait for this to reload. So this is probably only good as an opening position. Make sure you're not standing underneath that guy. That's caused me some problems. And then head over to it. Aha, here we are. So you can cover this room. You can cover the entrance. These are pretty good positions to be. You can walk backwards a little bit and sort of cover different angles just on the way to the point. This is a nice spot. If you're attacking on Temple of Anubis, there's an additional way you can do this, and just sort of go right into the center here. Typically, of course, regardless of which side you start on, far or middle or this close side, you have to go up the left or you have to go up the right, and so a lot of people are covering those approaches, right? Or even if they're set up here, they're sort of looking, they're peering out. Maybe you expect the Pharaoh or something, but you don't expect the team to come over here, but that's exactly what can happen if you have Mei. Another slightly different offensive approach, say that your team has control of this choke point already, if the battle is happening back in the point over there. Rather than walking through this gate or turning around here and going all the way through the backside. You can just take a more frontal approach and just get in there almost immediately. So people who are covering this defensively, if they're trying to look through here, can get caught off guard. It's, you know, there are obviously some characters who can approach frontally like this normally, but not many, and certainly not a team. So this can be a more direct way to approach. Another attacking approach, once your team has taken this choke point, is to move to the left. And you can go around the back. This is a sparsely covered area, although you have to pay attention, of course. And then you can put yourself up there, like this. So this is a spot you can harass from pretty well. Now let's say that your team just took point A, which is right here. Typically what you're gonna do after that is you walk down this hallway and then you approach up these stairs. You basically have to approach up these stairs, and then you can go left, middle, or right, but even if you come around the back, you see this is blown up, so you have to come up these stairs ultimately with most characters. But with the Mei boost, you can just get directly across that chasm over there and approach from the side without having to walk up those stairs. So you can kind of bypass an important defensive position here.
This will stop them.
And just immediately hop into this. Now, once you do get to here, you can, if you want, Mei boost yourself up to that platform, like this. This is a pretty strong, unusual approach on offense. It's rare that, you know, if there's a bastion or something hiding here or wherever the opponent is, it's rare that you look for somebody to hop up here offensively. Alternatively, if we go back to this location, let's say that, you know, you and your friends, you want to come from the left, if that's what is easier for you, depending on what's going on. You can do that too, just sort of hop in. You know, typically if you go to the left, you have to go all the way around, come out the back here, but you can approach right there as well. Now, this is an offensive position that I've found myself stuck in a few times so far. So after coming in here, you know, typically there's a lot of coverage defensively right here, and I might be low on life, so I want to come in and get this life. And then I feel like I'm kind of stuck because there's such good coverage coming across, and I feel like I don't want to take the risk. So you don't need to. You can just sort of escape if you'd like. You just reset the situation, try to meet back up with your buddies, and see if you can get something else going instead. Of course, a lot of the stuff that I'm showing here is going to require pretty good communication between you and your teammates. So it's not super easy to do in just a public format if you just get matched up with a bunch of randos. It's not going to be that simple, but it's certainly doable. And if you have teammates you know, if you have voice communication going on, then it gets easier. And as Mei, you know, of course you can do it right beneath you if you want. If you did it horizontally, you can just do it regularly like that. And if you press E twice, then it will extend parallel to your vision, front and back, like this. And if you notice, there's some room in front of you and there's some room behind you. So there's some room for people to stand here and get boosted as well. But you can also just do it far away. Like if I see my opponent, if somebody on my team wants to cross that bridge, right? Totally doable. I don't need to be there. I can just put it up and, you know. Well, it broke. But you get the point. That Mei doesn't need to be there. She can be, doesn't need to be. And so she has capability to move your teammates around from both up close and from far away. I do think that there's a lot of utility in this. The game is, as all strategy games are, about controlling space and information and angles, attack angles. And Mei allows your team to control more of those and to be more surprising and limit your opponent's information in a way that can be quite beneficial. So think about this side of her game.
Ice wall coming up.
You know, decide where you'd like to go and see if you can get a little bit more utility out of Mei.